First impression of the new Mach 30 series is it's about freaking time. My roots are whitetail, and everything about my early bow hunting life was whitetail, and it's obvious that this bow is bred for the whitetail hunter. I can tell you, when it comes to one-shot wonders, this is a bow that at one shot you're gonna tell the difference that PSE has made in the geometry and the design of this bow. This thing is built to win that one shot that you get in an archery shop where you're trying to compare this bow to this bow to this bow. It feels so dead. It is so quiet. But what's most surprising is the speed that you're getting out of that buttery feel. This thing is made to navigate the thickest timber. It's born to be in the blind. The Mach 30 is finally what deer hunters and all of us in the Midwest really love to see in a bow. But more importantly than that, once you get out of that shop and you get out on the range, you're gonna realize that this isn't just a whitetail bow. This thing is dead accurate at any distance. My first impression is I've been waiting for this for a long, long time. The new Mach 30 DS features the EC2 cam system. Now I can tell you, I've shot a lot of different manufacturers' bows over the years, and the first impression I had with the very first PSE that I pulled back with the Evolve cam system was unlike anything I'd pulled. It pulled so easy. The back wall was so stiff, but yet completely forgiving with a valley that I personally love to have, which lets me be a little bit lazy on the back end. Now, this is something that as a bow hunter has proved effective and critical to notching my tag so many times because you're able to remain in that pocket for so long. Now, the EC2 cam has actually widened the stance of its predecessor, the Evolve cam system, which now allows for a wider limb and pocket profile to give you even more stability. Now, one of the things that's going to come as a surprise is although this cam pulls as easy as a round wheel, the performance you're going to get out of it is so much like some of the really aggressive cam styles that you see, but without that added effort. These cams are so nice to adjust. You have two simple screws. The modules allow you to move from a 30-inch all the way to a 24.5-inch setting without the need of a bow press. And then on the back side of the cam, you have one simple screw to be able to adjust your let off depending on your preference, and also finely tweak that valley or how much hold you have on that back wall. If you like a cam that feels good and pulls smooth, the EC2 cam is going to be the one for you. This is such a pleasure to shoot, and I can tell you, coming from shooting a lot of different bows throughout my career, the Evolve cam system and now the EC2 stands alone at the least amount of effort for the most amount of return. The new Carbon Mach 30 features the FDS, which stands for Full Draw Stability. So what is full draw stability? This is such a critical component to bow's accuracy because when you're at full draw, a compound bow is actually at its weakest state, and it's at its most important time to have reduced torque in your front bow hand, string pressure, and proper follow through. So FDS makes that a more rigid system, and it lets a shorter axle to axle bow have the accuracy built into it that some of the longer axle to axle target bows have and that are known for. So the FDS is something that you have to factor in the width of the limb and the pocket system, also the width of the cam and the minimal amount of spacers in the axle. And then also, once you're at full draw, where is that string coming off the cam? Because even though the axles are here, if the string angle is several inches further away, then that's gonna broaden that string angle and add in more accuracy for you. So for me, being a longer draw length archer, even with a shorter axle bow, I'm still able to have the same string angle as some of the target bows that I shot with a decade ago. This adds in more accuracy, but more importantly, when you're at full draw and you run the risk of any variation in the front hand, the release hand, or string pressure, this is gonna bail you out of any form that you have that isn't perfect. The Carbon Mach 30 series has a new CGM roller guard system. Now this is awesome because you no longer will have to worry about any type of maintenance or cleaning of your cable guard or a cable slide like you have in the past. When cable guards or slides either get water or debris on them, you're instantly going to have more friction, which is going to change performance, but also reduce speeds. So the roller guard system allows for you to pick up and go regardless of the weather conditions. And also, because this is in a fixed position and it's not sliding further and further back, it's also going to reduce the amount of torque that you have behind that handle at full draw. This is such an awesome, simple system that keeps your speeds and your accuracy repetitive, but also is perfectly inset and offset so that you have the exact clearance that you need on the inside of the riser, giving you an awesome system for all weathers, but also something that's ridiculously accurate. PSE has simply redefined carbon archery. The Mach 30 is simply the most awesome bow that you can take out of the box, feel how light it is, make one shot, feel how fast it is, and how smooth it is. Now, the one thing I'm going to tell you about the carbon from PSE is that it features the DFC carbon, which is a dead frequency carbon, which eliminates all kinds of residual vibrations or frequencies from within the compound bow system. It's why it feels better. And honestly, when you take this out of the box and you put on some of your most important accessories, this bow is still going to be lighter than some of the other bows on the market out of the box without anything on there. If you're going to be packing this thing around, whether it's in the mountains, whether it's hauling it up a tree stand, whether it's hanging on a hanger that you don't have to worry about coming out of position because of your bow's overall weight, the Carbon series from PSE stands alone. It's warm to the touch, it's always light, and when it comes to repeatability on the target, well, those results speak for themselves. Two years ago, when we started working on the Mach 30 series, one of the things that was top of the list for goals is how this thing felt at one shot. We wanted a bow that made a first impression that lasted. And trust me, when you shoot this and you feel how dead it is and how soft it is and how quiet it is, you're gonna know that we met that goal. But more important to me than that first impression is a lasting impression. And what I want is a bow that shoots better than I'm shooting. I want a bow that I'm not having to be 100% to make that bow do what it's supposed to do. What I can tell you about the Mach 30 series is this bow shoots better than me when I'm having my bad days. I want a bow that if I'm at 70%, it's still wanting to go 100%. So this gives you the feel that makes the first impression, but it's gonna put arrows down range that give you a lasting impression. And for me, that's the biggest selling point.